All right, welcome back. Now, I want to start this stream off by just pointing out that dog lovers are nasty people only because their dog makes them nasty. You're not born that way. You're not that way, naturally. But this is a nasty population of people who are nasty by their own choice. Like, you go out of your way to cover yourself in filth. And I don't understand it. I just want to stay away from it. I just want to keep you and your dog and really, preferably, everything that you touch away. Now, some of you recognize this female. She is an MMA fighter. And I want y'all to check this out. I want to give you an example of one of the nasty habits that dog lovers have. And this is a reason why I avoid them. And I do a lot to avoid them. And I'm going to go over some of the things that I do and show you something I'm about to suggest to my employer to, widen the gap between myself and nasty people. Now look at this.
And actually, I found out that I was before, because when I was gardening at the community garden.
Okay. There's no point in listening to her babbling. What I want y'all to do is focus on the dogs. And yes, plural, dogs. You're going to actually see one dog violate her, but you're going to see multiple. There's one right there. See it? Now, I'm telling you to take notice of the dog because here's another one. You can clearly see that the dogs are free roaming, right? They're roaming all across this soil that the dogs, no doubt, urinate and defecate on constantly. Constantly. That soil, that ground is saturated with parasites, dog excrement, and dog urine, and probably some other types of nasty fluids. And watch what this MMA fighter does, or what she allows to be done. There you go. Right? Now, dog lovers, as we all know, interpret this as love and affection, when actually this thing is begging for food. I mean, if she pulled out food and gave it to the dog, do you think the dog would ignore the food? No, it would eat it. So, how can we say that it's not begging for food when this is what they naturally do by instinct, to beg for food? Now, you see how she did that right there? You see how, in general, she's trying to avoid allowing this dog to lick on her face. Now, you'll find some dog lovers who'll totally accept it. But most of them do what she's doing. They turn away. Why? Because it's unpleasant. You don't turn away from a kiss from a human being, do you? No. So you don't get to do it with dogs and still have people believe that you love it or that it loves you. Or that this is love, period. It ain't nothing to do with no stupid love. And you see how she just turned her face to the side like that? She did that anticipating that this thing would continue trying to lick her in the face. I mean, could you imagine if a person responded like this to your attempt to kiss them on the lips? What if they did this when you tried to kiss them on the lips? Fellas, wouldn't that kill the mood? Wouldn't that kill whatever mood you try to establish? There ain't nothing affectionate about this at all. This whole interaction is fake, forced, unnatural. And, I choose to not partake in this lifestyle. I think it's truly a way to regress your intelligence, to do something that you know is unpleasant. And even your body reactions, you reacting in an unpleasant way, yet you're still trying to force it and tell yourself and everybody else that it's a wonderful experience having this nasty parasite. Now, she turned her head all the way away from this dog. She pretty much did a 180 with her head. But I want you to also pay attention to that drink. What is it? Hydrogen water. She just recently opened that. Just a couple minutes ago. You see how she's playing with dirt? I don't know what she's doing here. But yeah, she just recently opened that can of water. And do you know that now, as you can see, that saliva is probably dried up on her face now, right? She hasn't washed her face, and look at what she does. You see that? So that saliva that the dog dispensed on her face, now she's dispensing it on that can of water. Now all you need is for somebody else to take a sip of that water. And instantly, she's passed that dog filth on to you. All she needs to do now is kiss someone. See, she hasn't washed her face. She allowed that dog saliva to dry up on her face. Now, the fact that that dog is out there on that yard, no doubt sniffing around, eating excrement, probably its own excrement that it defecated a week or so ago, sniffing around, licking up vomit, licking up urine. She doesn't know what that dog is doing and doesn't care. But what do dogs do when they're outside? They're sniffing. They can't stop sniffing around. That's why it jumped up and started sniffing on her face and started licking her face. Because as soon as they go outside, dogs go into food eat mode, sniff for food, because they get hit with a bunch of different scents. And whenever that happens, they think food. That's why as soon as it got up on that table, it started licking her face because it was thinking food. So if it's thinking food, that means it's got its nose, mouth buried on that ground, eating up all types of carcasses, excrement, urine, and all types of filth. And these dog lovers don't care. They will let their dog lick on them anyway. Lick them in the face, on the mouth. You saw it. I mean, let's use our common sense. Do you see dog lovers brush their dog's teeth and rinse their dog's mouth out with soap before they allow the dog to lick them in the face? And even if they did, that wouldn't really help anyways. But they don't even do that. They accept however nasty the dog's mouth may be. And as we found out, A lot of times their mouth is so filthy it'll pass a bacteria on to you that can kill you. And it'll pass several that'll make you sick. I mean, and let's say several infections that can kill you. Sepsis. I don't even think it needs an open wound. You can just touch a dog's saliva. It can just get on your body. And boom. You could need a limb chopped off. You could be unalive. That's how nasty and filthy their saliva is. Everybody knows that dog saliva is the most toxic. You're at the greatest risk of getting an infection if dog saliva is in your wound. We just listened to a video where they said they refused to stitch up a wound because they didn't want to trap the dog saliva inside of it. I don't know how this is even possible, to be honest. How is it that dogs really have more toxic saliva than other animals? But also, other animals control their saliva better than dogs also. Dogs literally walk around drooling. Remember, no sweat glands. So that's why they walk around with their mouths open, slobbering, drooling and slobbering everywhere. Extremely nasty. People, this is dangerously nasty. Dangerously nasty. Now, you know what else these people do? They'll have their hand all over their dog, and we know where they like to rub their dogs. You know, we know the areas of the dog's body that dog lovers like to rub. Do you think that they are going to wash their hands before they shake your hand, before they touch something that you touch, you know, maybe hand you something? No. They don't care. And I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. But this is an insane level of nastiness. It truly is. Let me show y'all something else. See, when you're talking about dog lovers, you're always talking about parasites. Okay? You're always including parasites in the discussion. Let me see if I can get rid of this. You see this? How many of y'all saw this? This stupid ad is blocking out. Okay. Woman's selfies capture a moving lump on her face. That lump was a parasitic worm traveling through her face. This is another type of infection that dogs can pass to you. And I'm curious, to know where she got this from. What happened? Where'd she get this infection? Because I don't think it came from food. I suspect it's her dog. And I don't like the way these parasitic worms are able to travel through our bodies like this. You mean it traveled through her nose, her eyelid, and her lip? Y'all have seen those videos, they're online, where they extract these worms from your eyeball. These worms can move, they can travel anywhere inside of your body. Once they get inside of your body, and there can be multiple of them. Once they get inside of there, they can travel anywhere. No, thank you. Now at my job, I'm about to, and I've already sent the emails I'm about to force them to change the layout of the office to create distance between myself and these nasty people. You see this, dog lovers? Do you think I enjoy talking like that? I don't enjoy saying things like this. That's why I'm saying it. Because if you stop behaving like this, I won't be able to say things like this. I won't be able to object to nasty stuff like this. Y'all cannot complain about my complaints. I deal with y'all in the real world every single day. Your lifestyle involves me. You can think what you want. Y'all up here thinking, oh, IHG, you just talk about dog lovers for content. No, I truly want y'all to change, so I don't have to do things like this. Now, at my job, the truck drivers will walk into an office, and my desk is right here. Let's say my desk is right here, and it is about right here. And over here is the supervisor's desk, right? And over here is the team leader's desk. And maybe a cabinet, a printer somewhere. So when these truck drivers, when they show up, I have to open the door. And I'm going to request that I stop doing that. I'm going to leave that door open for them. And that's what I'm going to do. I don't care what they're talking about. And when those drivers walk into this office, understand they immediately have access to the entire office. And they exercise that right. And it's really not their right. They take advantage of that opportunity. Let me put it like that. For some weird reason. Now, when I first open the door, as soon as they walk in, and every one of them do this, they almost charge inside. Like I'll stand here and open the door, and they will almost run inside. So immediately after I open the door, I stand back. And I reach out my hand. I let them know immediately, don't get too close to me. Because understand, this is a company. And like many companies, when you open the door, there is a line on the floor. It's a bright yellow line. Oops. It's a plastic. It's a big, thick strip of yellow plastic. And whenever you use yellow, that's caution. It means caution. And as soon as you open the door, that yellow line is right here. And you know what it's for? It's for the drivers. It's telling the drivers, stand right there. Do not walk beyond this yellow line. Guess how many of them walk right past that line? Yep. All of them. All of them. Can y'all see this? Wait a minute. Y'all should be able to see this. I have a paint thing up. Let me see. Hopefully y'all can see it. Let me refresh my thing, because it's saying that y'all still looking at rows. Oh, nasty. And I'm going to get to why I want this. Because they already have this set up. See, in the other office, okay, let me finish this. I don't want to jump. We'll get to that. So all of the drivers, they ignore this yellow line that's on the floor. They walk in, and when I grab their paperwork, what I do is I'll walk back to my desk, sit down, and I separate it because they never have it separated. They never have it organized. And do you know what these truck drivers do? They will follow me all the way over to my desk, and while I'm sitting down, they will stand over me. And they'll usually start talking. And sometimes when they're talking, they have spit flying out of their nasty mouths. And even if I don't sit down, like let's say if I stand with them, they will try their best to get within 2 inches of my face, to the point where as they speak, I can feel their breath with every word they speak. Even if I back up, they will get closer. I don't know why you weirdos do this, but you need to stop. It's weird. I don't know if you're coming on to me. And flat out, it's not necessary to get that close to people. And don't you understand the health risk when you're that close? And this is why I'm bringing it to their attention. In 2020, again, why do you think we wore masks? Why do you think they said 6 feet, please? Social distancing. What do you think that was all about? It was to avoid just that. Vapors, droplets that comes out of your mouth when you speak. It travels through the air and other people inhale it and get sick. And you nasty idiots, like a dog, always want to get within inches of another person's face when you speak, spitting constantly. You just nasty. And you got nothing but dog saliva and who knows what other type of filth flying out of your mouth. So, in the other office, the layout is different. And I'm going to tell them to make the layout of our office exactly like the other office. And I'm not going to rest until they do it. What's the layout of that office? And I've been complaining about this, but in the other office, there is no yellow line because they don't need it. They have something else to restrict the truck driver's movement. And we should always restrict the truck driver's movement. Let them know you can't just wander and go anywhere in here that you want. In the other office, as soon as the drivers open the door and walk through this door, there is a long desk right here. You already see how much this helps. And I won't rest until this is how our office is set up. This is the only area those truck drivers need to use. And you have automatic distancing. Sit your paperwork right there on the desk. You're not going to get within 2 inches of my face talking dumb and being a flipping weirdo with dog all over you. Understand, many of these drivers got dogs in their trucks. I am allergic to dander. So if you're going to come in here covered with dog, I at least want to be able to maintain distance from you. You shouldn't be allowed to walk up and violate anybody. Again, it's this inconsiderate attitude from dog lovers. They're not mindful of stuff like this. Some people are allergic to dander, and you have dander all over you that you're bringing into this building. Back up. These dudes, truck drivers trying to make out. Fellas, y'all stop doing that. Stop getting so close, especially to other men when you want to talk to them. I really don't get that. It's nasty and weird, and honestly, it's kind of sweet. And I'm starting to think that many of you are, you're not heterosexual, and I'm heterosexual. Don't be pressing all upon me. And many of you like to make body contact. They'll get so close to you, they figure, oh, they might as well brush up against you, nudge you, back your nasty. Anyways, in the other office, they have a long desk. As soon as they walk in, this is what I demand. Because even with that desk, I'm going to stand as far away from the desk as I possibly can. I'm going to reach my arm out, and I got long arms, even with the desk there. I'm going to try my best to double the width of that desk, to stay as far away from y'all as possible. And as always, I'm going to use gloves as well. And after I take your paperwork, I'm going to make copies of it and throw yours in the trash because it's contaminated. This is what you force us to do, dog lovers, by bringing these nasty, filthy vermin trash into our communities. And yeah, a lot of these truck drivers, they want to shake hands. They want to bump fists. Back up. Inconsiderate. When you're so inconsiderate, man, you're inhumane. And I just don't understand why people or how people could just have no problem with this. See, these jokers, you got to understand, these nutters, they love control and power. And they will interpret anything that can be interpreted as a one-up. They'll take it. And if they are allowed to roam freely in your office, which is supposed to be a personal area, you understand, many people put family photos in their office desks and things like that. They instantly lose respect for you and that workplace. And they're more inclined to be disrespectful, to look down on you. This is something that has to be done. Establish rules and boundaries from the gate. And it's a shame. It's a shame. See, if you ask me, what you're listening to now is an example of how being a dog culture critic improves everything. Say what you want about what I'm saying. This will be a better, safer, healthier workplace if we do this. And it's all because of the nastiness that exists with dog lovers. Now, dog lovers, man, listen. It pains me. Y'all think I get off on talking bad about you. Well, I'm not talking about it. I'm just pointing out the truth. But y'all think I get off on it. I don't. People who really know me know all my life I've been fascinated by people. I'm one of the few people who truly appreciate people. Like, the gifts that people have. That's why I push the fact that we don't need dogs. That's why dogs look so unnecessary to me. Because I value human interactions. We are enough. We don't need no foreign species to be physically affectionate with. Think about what you're doing. You sitting here with a spouse, with family, your own kind, and you bringing these things among us, all you do is reduce dogs to parasites anyways. Shout out to the Crusaders who discovered that or pointed that out, how dogs are brood parasites. No matter how you slice it, that's what they are. Parasites can have all the same anatomy that dogs have. Arms, limbs, faces. Here, look at this. Wait a minute. Look at this. Somebody shared this already. See what it says? Parasitic worms have faces. Look at them. Don't they look like dogs? That bugged out, bug-eyed look that dogs have. Look at it. Ain't that what this look like here? I see a mouth, I see teeth, I see eyes. How about that parasite that attaches itself to the tongue of fish? Don't that thing look creepy? Them parasites look like aliens. So, not only do dogs function like brood parasites, they look like parasites. Every expression on their face looks unnatural and bugged out. Let me see here. I got to pull this up. This is the most classic parasite of all. The craziest looking parasite of all. That tongue parasite that attaches itself to the tongue of fish. For those who don't know, they sever the fish's tongue and replace it with themselves so that they could feed on the food that the fish eats. And sometimes there'll be multiple parasites inside one fish, as you see here. And I point that out to bring attention to the fact that parasites are extremely diverse. Look, they can even crawl. They crawl. They're basically organisms, people. That's what they are. Just like a human being is an organism, just like land animals, they're organisms. So there's no doubt, there's no arguing. Dogs are parasites. They're parasites. And the world needs to look at them as parasites. Functionally, they're parasites. The only thing they know about people is that we give them food, which is unnatural. That is unnatural. Okay, so they become parasites largely in part by how you interact with them, how you deal with them. And boy, look at the divide. All you dog lovers out there who think we're some type of fringe group, I feel sorry for you almost. Because y'all have no idea. Listen, this is why they bring those therapy dogs into these schools. They understand that they need to speed up the nuttery process, the creation of new nutters. Because they understand it's far easier to become a dog culture critic than it is to become a dog lover. So shout out to the Crusaders. Every now and then I need to listen to other content creators' streams. Y'all have no idea. I still can't explain it, but it does something to my sanity. To only listen to myself is like, it's bad for you. All you content creators, you may not be like this, but you may be. I can't just listen. That's why I end a lot of my live streams. I get tired of hearing myself. Yeah. But here recently, Sheepy made a live stream recently. And there's this video. There's a video in that live stream. What did I do with it? Where this dog, I'm going to show it to you. I don't know how many of you seen this. And there are some crazy topics dealt with in this stream. As always, everything that comes from dog culture is whacked out and crazy. But people, what in the world is this? Wait a minute. Let me see, where is this? Okay, I think it's right here.
It's just absolutely
Right there. What is that? What in the world is going on right there? Now, the dog lovers came home and they found that their home has been destroyed by their dogs. There's a lot of videos. I've done videos, not that many. I haven't done that many, but I've done at least one I do know. These people coming home and finding their home destroyed. That is nasty right there. That's extremely nasty. Destroyed by their dogs. But look at this one in particular.
Is that why these people just end up living in utter filth? Because they can't, at some point, like, how much money are you going to spend replacing? It's
Exactly.
absolutely, like, unbearable. What is this? This dog's, like, eating through the floor.
Did y'all see that? I thought I was tripping. Wait a minute.
This. It's just absolutely, like, unbearable. What is this?
What is that? Don't it look like it's eating right through the floor, eating a trail through the floor? Is this a floor? Okay. It looks like some things maybe look like rice laying on top of the floor here. But this is an indentation right here. Clearly, you see the shadow here, you see the edge, and you see the light being casted on the other side. This is a hole. And is this not a floor? It can't be a wall. That's a floor. So, what in the world? That stood out. I had to get up, like I was laying down when I was listening to this, far away from the computer. When I saw this, I had to give up a very comfortable position because I'm like, what?
Absolutely, like, unbearable. What is this? This dog's, like, eating through the floor.
Oh my God. Y'all be sure to follow Sheepy. Boy, Sheepy, Animal Uncontrol, a lot of those content creators, they find some of the craziest videos in the world. Y'all be sure when y'all find crazy videos, please share them with me. Just throw them in the comment section, or you can put them in the comment section. YouTube might hold them, but I will find them and approve them, because I'm just too busy to search and do research like I should, especially to be running 2 channels like I am. But anyway, I will land my plane there. Big shout out to you all, and I hope you can join me on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.